Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's a bit of a dying art really, but I wanted to bring to the table, so to speak, some tea leaf readings, guys. Tea leaf readings been going on since about the 1800s, and it was mostly used by travellers, gypsies throughout the centuries, where they would read the tea leaves for certain clients, etc. So I actually purchased this deck of tea leaf fortune cards. Oh, I should say I've had this deck now for about 2 years, and it was by Ray Hepburn. And the concept of the cards, guys, there's 200 circular cards in this deck, and it does cover 12 months of the year. Okay, so you can actually do a 12-month forecast with a tea leaf reading. It also can sort of concentrate on one area. If you're doing it face to face, you could ask the client to pick one of these cards, and on here we've got areas of love, career, happiness, marriage, success and wealth. Okay, so that's another way of, if somebody's got a specific question in an area where they need answers to. And then we have the main 182 cards that assist with the reading along with what's picked up in the actual cup. So I just thought it'd be nice to bring this to the table and see what kind of readings we get. And I was going to start on the lovely month of October, so I've picked out the October card. So that's the introduction to what I'm going to be doing today for you. So my lovelies, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the tea leaf reading for my lovely Sagittarius, and I've got a card here, look guys, so I don't forget who I'm reading for, because in the last couple of videos I know I've sort of slipped up a little bit saying the wrong sign name. So just to keep me focused, I've actually got a card there, guys, so I am reading for my lovely Sagittarius. So without further ado, Sag, I'm just going to start to get a little few of these tea leaves in the cup, so then that will start making the reading for you. Just move those out the way, and I've got some hot water in here, so that'll just start to get the leaves infusing a little bit, and then I'll just give it a little stir for an intention. What lovely messages have we got for the Sagittarians for the end of October going into the early start of November? So we'll just start to swirl these around now, guys, to try and start building the pictures up here. And what I do is I start with a little bit too much water. It's just so it infuses the actual tea. So I do empty a little bit out, so I'm going to do that now. So I'll just empty a bit of this out. And then we'll just carry on with the swirling. Yeah, look, we're getting the images start to bring themselves in now for you. So what I do now then, guys, is we have to turn this upside down. And we always have a little bit of a spillage, but it comes part and parcel. And we allow that now just to sit just for a couple of seconds while the water goes into the saucer. And then the old tradition of the Romanies, where you have to tap the cup 3 times on the top, which allows us then permission to go in and read the messages in the cup itself. And you always put the handle of the cup facing to your heart, because that puts the intention in, sets the intention as well, Sag, for the actual messages that we're going to be retrieving. So I'm just going to tap this 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And what we do is we have to then turn the cup 3 times anti-clockwise. Now you can do this either turning it first and then tapping, or tapping and then turning, but I've just tapped it first and I'm going to start to turn it now, and it's 3 half turns and it's always anti-clockwise. So we've got 1, 2 and 3. So now I'm going to have a look at what lovely messages we've got in this cup for our lovely Saggies. Oh, this is a busy cup, Sag, as we can see. So I'm just going to start to have a little scry into this and see what I can get out of it for you. Okay, here in the middle of the cup here I've got 2 hearts, and they're actually separating. So for some of my Sagittarians going into the end of October, start of November, I do see a relationship split here for some of you, okay, because that's straight there in the cup that I'm picking up. So there could have been some issues leading up to this, but I just see that there's, whether people have been waiting for their divorces to come through, you know, the notification, the absolutes come through, then I do feel that there is some separations here on the romantic side, guys. Just have a quick look what else we've got here. Okay. I've actually got a name in this cup and it's coming out as Mark. I've got an M, an A, an R and a K there. So this could be a message around a mark here on the earth plane, or this could be a memory link to somebody called Mark who is in the spirit world, and it's a remembrance around the end of October going into November, guys, okay? But I just see the name Mark here in the cup. Just have a look at what else we can pick up for you. Okay, I've got another name at the top of this cup here. I'm just trying to work out. Okay, I've got the name here of Rose, an R, an O, an S and an E, okay? So again, this is a message to say whether this is a rose on the earth plane, or this is a link from spirit. I do tend to feel that when I get the names come in the cup, guys, if it's just names on their own, I do feel that these are spirit links coming in. So this Rose name and the Mark name, I feel it is for my Sagittarians, a remembrance link for the end of October going into November, why these names are coming up, and it's just to say that these people are around you at this time, okay? Because I do feel I have got the name of Rose here, that would be significant to some of my Sagittarians out there, and that's why it's come up in the cup for you guys. Okay. And I also have this cup's full of names. I've got another one here, and it's I've got the a K, an E, an I, a T and a H. So I've also got the name of Keith. Again, this would be on a spirit link, just again coming in just as a remembrance link, or a Keith is around some of my Sag at this point and time of the year. Let's have a look what else we've got in this lovely cup here. So much going on, Sag, for you. Okay. I've also got like I've got a house being shown to me here, okay, the symbol of a building, a house, okay. So this could be some of my Sagittarians may actually be moving to a new home at the end of October, going into November. It could be some of my Sagittarians are looking at the moment, going around looking at houses, you know, in the process of, you know, setting the intention to move in the near future. But I do see a prominent building here. So if this is a process that you've been going along where you've been trying to find, you know, a house for you to move into, some of my Saggies, then I do feel that the one's going to come in and sort of, you know, hit you basically at the end of October. November, it'll be the case of you'll go and visit this place and it'll be a case of, yes, that's the house for us, okay? Because I do see a prominent house here in this reading for you guys. Let's have a look what else we've got. Some of my Sagittarians as well, I can see here, there's quite a big social gathering. Now, I do feel this is on a business side of things. I do feel that some of my Sagittarians at the end of October going into November, there's like a big corporate event being planned, and I just see this here in the cup of where there's a lot of people you know, that you're going to be mixing with. But I just do see this massive big event, but I do feel it's more of a work-based event, more so than just a normal social friends and family event, okay? It's just something's quite significant where I just feel that you'll be sort of, you know, mixing and mingling with people in sort of a corporate you know, social gathering here for some of my Sagittarians. And I do feel that that will be a good thing, because I do feel that something may come out of this as well, okay, from this corporate meeting or event. So I just feel like there's a ladder here as well. So being that ladder is next to this scene setting here in this corporate, you know, it could be that some of my Saggies from mixing or talking to people, it could then open another door for some of my Saggies to forward their career, okay, from this actual event that's going to be taking place. So that's what I also get as well. And I don't know why here, but I just feel like I've got a line of washing, okay? Now, a line of washing to me is about hanging out your dirty washing. So I just feel that some of my Sagittarians are having some issues, okay? A little bit of unsettledness, whether that's between family members, whether that's neighbour disputes, or I just feel that it's somebody who's hanging out their dirty washing, okay? And it may be that some of my Sagittarians aren't happy about this. It may be some information that has been said about you behind your back, and, you know, it's about airing your dirty washing. Somebody is actually speaking about you, Sag, behind your back, okay? And this is going to come to your notification at the end of October, going into November, you know, to the fact that you find out that somebody has been gossiping about you and hanging out your dirty washing, basically, because I've just got a whole line here of washing in this cup, believe it or not. So yeah, so it's quite odd, some of the symbols that you get in the cup itself. Let's have a quick look what else we can pick up. Okay, I've also got here, and it's not going to resonate with everybody, okay, but I have actually got a kangaroo. Again, it's an animal symbol, but I do feel on this occasion I could be picking up with some Sagittarians who may be going on a trip to Australia for the Christmas season, whether that's visiting family abroad in Australia, but I just see a kangaroo here. So it you know, it could only just be a minority for the reading, but I like to pick out and obviously, you know, let people know what symbols I do get in these readings, and I have got a prominent kangaroo there. So I do feel that could be linking in with some of my Saggies who may be having a trip planned to go across to see people in Australia, or there's some Australian link there, okay? And I don't know why I've got this as well, because here I've actually got the words. I've got a Z, a 0 and a 0, and that's zoo, okay? So I don't know whether some of my Sagittarians are planning a trip in the next few weeks to actually take family members to an actual zoo, okay? Odd thing to say, I know, but I've just got it here in the cup, as prominent as anything. So it could be that some of my Saggies will be taking a family outing regarding a zoo, or it could actually be as much as some of my Saggies may have been studying, you know, to actually go and take a job of working in a zoo environment as well. So I mustn't forget that, you know, it could actually be somebody who has actually passed out and will be offered a job of working in a zoo. But I've just had those letters there, and I, like I say, within the cup readings, I just interpret the messages that I have coming to me. So I'm just going to go around this cup one more time before we have a look at the cards, guys. See if there's any other messages that we can pick out. Okay, and I've actually got a bird here as well. Now, birds are symbols of communication, so I do feel that some of my Saggies will be waiting to hear on something important at the end of October going into November. This may be to do with acceptance again of a job. You could be waiting for communication to do with paperwork, as I said about those for people who are moving house, or it could be just general communication for a hospital appointment or something like that. But I just feel that around the end of October, coming into November, some of my Saggies are waiting to hear on some important information. Okay, guys? What else have we got here? To see if there's anything else. Okay, and this is a really strange one because I just see somebody's going to be having their name in lights. Now I don't know why that is or what that's going to be tying into, but I just feel there's going to be, whether it's because I feel like there's I've got a picture of an audience here, like somebody sitting in an audience actually watching somebody perform on stage. Okay, so I just feel there's some link here. Now, if this is not directly to you, Sag, as I said, it could be an invitation that you have from a friend or a family member to say so-and-so's playing a part on stage, okay? And that's why I feel naming lights is coming out of the cup, because I feel there's a significant thing here, an event where some of my Sagittarians will be going, sitting in within an audience environment and watching a family member or a friend associate where somebody is performing or dancing or that kind of scenario, but that person's name, you know, is coming up in lights. Okay, so that's another thing, guys, that I'll pick up out in this cup. So I'm just going to put that to one side then, and then we'll go on to the cards and see what further information we get from the cards, guys. I'm just going to move that over to there a second. Just clear off the little few leaves that we spilled. Now I'm just going to pick a couple of cards from each side of this pack, okay, for this reading today. So what other messages have we got, please, for our lovely Saggies for the end of October going into November? What other messages have we got for the lovely Saggies for the end of October going into the early start of November. Messages have we got? I'm going to take that one there. What messages have we got for the lovely Sagittarius, please? For the end of October. I'll bring that one because that one jumped out. So then we'll go on to this side and we'll have 2 out of here. What messages have we got for the lovely Sagittarius for the... That one wants to come out, so I'm having that one. What messages have we got, please, for the lovely Sagittarians for the end of October going into the start of November? And I'm going to have that one there. So then guys, let's have a look what we've got in the cards now. Okay, we have casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Now, as I said guys, the first thing I said with that cup, I could see a relationship split. Okay, people waiting for divorces coming through, the absolutes. So someone is, you know, going out of your life at the end of a situation. So as I said, I just feel this is around the romantic side of when I first started reading the cup, and that's just a confirmation there that I do feel some of my Saggies will be going through these relationship splits, or as I said, just waiting for the final divorces to come through at the end of October going into November. Then the next card we've got is successfully overcoming a problem. So this is just an added card here then for a message to say that some of my Saggies may be you know, trying to get over obstacles and successfully overcoming a problem. But I also do feel, because I'm looking at the picture here, because if you remember when I said there was a ladder in that cup saying that these people who are in this corporate financial work environment event, okay, this may open the door in you know, crossing over your working job into something better. So I do feel this picture as well is significant because of having the ladder there, and the ladder came out in the reading for you guys. So I do think that there's, you know, there's some success there for some of my Saggies regarding, you know, a promotion. And like I say, I'm more drawn to the picture really for being a significant connection with the ladder that was in the cup reading. But that's quite a, you know, a good card as well, successfully overcoming a problem, Sag, for you. Then we have the shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Okay, so I do feel this is a message maybe for the people who are looking to buy or move house. Just be aware really what you're being told about a property. Just make sure that when you're getting the information about the property that you want to, you know, looking to buy or looking to, you know, have a mortgage on or everything else, just make sure that you know, you get your searches done correctly, because it's just a little warning really that there's some sharks about your my Saggies, excuse me, going into the end of October, start of November. So it's just to be aware really, what you're being told is truthful, okay? Because it's saying here, it's just a warning to say take care or there could be loss of material wealth. So obviously, you know, some money could be lost somewhere along the line, you know, where you've outlaid some money, being promised a certain thing, and obviously then, you know, that hasn't materialised. So it's just to be careful. There is, you know, there is some sharks around you guys in the end of October going into November around a situation where money's got to be handed over or money requested, okay? So it could be somebody say, oh, this is going to cost you so much to get this done. Don't take it on face value. Do your checks, get some further quotations, okay, to make sure you're not being fleeced basically by some sharks, some charlatans that may be around you at that time, okay? And then we have temporary situation. And I do feel, again, this may be to do with the people who are looking to move. It could be that you may have to stop with friends or family, or in temporary accommodation, why you start looking for this house, because some people do sell their houses, don't they, and they haven't actually found the property that they want to move into, and they have to sort of hold up with family members, or rent somewhere on a short-term basis until they can finalise their actual move of where they want to go. So I do feel it's a temporary situation in that aspect. And also it can mean a temporary situation if there's issues around romantic links as well. Maybe some of you have gone through a rocky patch and you're trying to make amends, and it's just saying, don't get disheartened. It could be a temporary situation where you're not seeing eye to eye at the moment, but obviously things will come back on track. But again, it's about new cycles as well, because we've got a new moon in this card. So it could be, again, it could be a situation at work where you put on short time, okay? And it's just to say, it's just for a temporary situation. It's not going to be permanent. But obviously they've had to put certain employers on, short time, just for that short period. So I'm just giving you some scenarios where this card could be tying in for the reading today, guys. So yeah, my lovely Saggies, I hope you can take something from that tea leaf reading. It was just something I wanted to bring back on the table, really, because my late mother, who passed away a couple of years, she always used to read the tea leaves, and it's been in my sort of ancestry line where different people have read over the centuries, really. So yeah, I hope you can take something from that reading, and I'll look forward to reading to you again, Sag. Take care then. Bye.